Well, good afternoon and welcome to my day so far. Anyway, I've been up since about 5:30 a.m. and have been doing, well, not a lot, but I was going to go shopping today, but it's kind of overcast and I decided to take the day off and just relax, I guess you could say. My computer, my notebook computer, kind of petered out yesterday. It was slowly falling apart, in that I probably should have used it on a more stable surface than my bed all the time, because every time I close it and open it all the time, one side of the top was coming loose, and eventually it shorted out completely and stopped working altogether because it was starting to come off that little hinge on one side. So you know how you have to open and close the laptop all the time? So after a while, that sort of gets worn out. And I've had this laptop, which was secondhand. My aunt sent it to me from Toronto after giving me one just like it that didn't last half as long as that one. But then before that one, I had an even bigger one that I sent back to her because it wasn't working. And I think she probably repurposed it and then sent me a new one that she bought in the US. And then that one didn't work after a while. There's something happened to it. I don't know what it was. But my Norton security system that I bought, that she recommended, was always updating the laptop and making any necessary repairs all the time. So the thing lasted. I had it like over 7 years, and it was a repurposed laptop, and I'm really impressed with how long it lasted. Considering I never even paid for it, my aunt gave it to me because I gave her my desktop computer up in Hamilton. I gave it to her along with all my other stuff, and she gave me a computer, a notebook or a laptop computer, so that I would have a computer. And that's the one I sent back to her. And then she sent me two more smaller, slightly smaller notebook computers. And that was the second one. And that's like, that was like back in 2012. So I have not had to buy a computer since I left Hamilton, actually. I've bought some smartphones and I've been using my smartphone like a computer. And then I have an older one, a couple of older ones. And then I have a device that my sister bought my mother, which is just this thing here. But it doesn't have the same strength as a notebook computer, but it's good for checking email and watching YouTube videos or watching Tubi or whatever, Play-Doh. I think Play-Doh TV, I got downloaded the app Play-Doh on that. But that's about it. So yeah. So yesterday, I got a little carried away with trimming my mustache. I was testing out my clipper, my clipper set, and the small clipper that is used for trimming your sideburns and whatnot. And if you have a beard, it has three little attachments, which are different lengths. There's like 1, 2, and 3. I used the smallest one to see how far I would trim down my mustache. I should have used just the second smallest because there's three different ones, and I wanted to sort of like see how far that one would go down, and it went pretty far, right down to the almost to the stubble there. And I just shaved, and I noticed that on one side here, I'm partially blind in my left eye, so I'm terrible for like trimming my sideburns. I really got to be vigilant when it comes to trimming my sideburns or making sure my mustache is even, because I sort of clipped it on one side here, and this one's longer than this side, so I have to grow this one out again a little more so it's more even. But because I'm partially blind in my left eye, it's more challenging. I got to be even more vigilant when it comes to silly little things like that you normally wouldn't really pay much attention to, like having one sideburn higher than the other, and then you got to constantly sort of like measure them up with your earlobe up here. I'm like looking at my sideburn and making sure it's even with the upper portion of my ear here, right there, the earlobe up there, not down here, but you got to I used to have sideburns that went down to my earlobe, but I shaved them off a long time ago. But man, it's really not something you can take for granted. Trimming your mustache or trimming your sideburns or stuff like that. It really it's a real shaving and all that stuff is a real art form, let me tell you. But I just shaved because I was gonna let it grow a little longer because I shaved under my neck yesterday and it still sort of didn't feel right. And I thought, if I don't go anywhere tomorrow, I might wind up shaving. And that's what I did just so I wouldn't have to shave later in the week. And I guess that's it. I had lunch, but I'm getting hungry again, so I might have a protein shake. I had a couple of sandwiches and a vitamin water that I bought yesterday that I saved. But that's about it, I guess. I'm just going to relax for the rest of the day and cook supper. I'm going to cook some ground beef later, and that's about it. Okay, talk to you later. Ciao.